Last time on Kingdom Hearts.
Anyway, now we're kicking Riku ass.
Fine.
I already did that on the island. I was the big man then, and I'm the big man now, Riku. You could suck it.
And now,
Sora, where are you going?
I'm gonna go look for my friends. They're waiting for me.
Is this still your favorite world? The favorite
Yeah.
Disney world? Oh, okay.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it's my favorite, but I've been really enjoying all of them. I think I just like the friendship in it, actually. I just like the character interactions, the fact they're all friends and they like do shit together.
Our friends.
It's really cute. Yeah. And they're like materially friends as well, you know? Like it has impact on the gameplay.
Sora, don't forget, we shall always be here. If you'd like to visit again, that is.
Da, 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 da.
Like, it was all character interrelated and just like, I don't know, I liked it and they all had different dynamics with each other.
Yeah, I mean, Winnie the Pooh is a very laid-back sort of property.
It is, yeah.
Not a lot of epic questing.
No, I kind of liked that.
Look at this.
Oh, in the store, in the style of A.A. Milne.
Yeah, that's nice. They really...
Oh, because that's how Christopher Robin holds his hand on the front of the book.
I just walked into the door 15,000 times because if you walk 100 times through the door, then Pinocchio gives you a gummy ship.
For real? You walked in and out of that door 100 times.
I didn't because he didn't give me the gummy ship yet.
I keep forgetting we can fly now. God, the worst thing in the universe to me is when there's two songs playing and I can hear them both. That shit drives me fucking insane. Like it makes me murderous with rage. And
No.
really, really bad. So it's the
Murderous
quickest way
with
to give me
rage.
complete
That was the last White Trilogy for a completely useless gummy piece.
wahoo.
Wahoo! We love to see it, yes. Queen, give us
So we matched
nothing.
up.
Of course, Doggin is streaming just now when we're recording. He always does
Go and check
that.
out twitch.tv/doggin9 something.
Doggin9R.
9R.
Twitch.tv/Doggin9R.
Friend of the show, friend of the Luca and Proto family,
Friend and enemy, sometimes.
and my ex. You know,
Your ex?
we've done the calculations for how long it will take us to get through the entire Kingdom Hearts if we do one recording session a month. We tend to record for about 2 hours, and we found it will take us 9 years.
9 years. Sometimes the cutscenes are a bit stupid.
You've come to seal the keyhole, right? The darkness is raging deep inside. We've been holding it back.
It sounded like an emo lyric. The darkness is raging deep inside.
We've been holding it back.
And Belle is giving us something also.
This is for you.
Divine Rose. And this is the Beauty and the Beast themed Keyblade.
Ooh.
And for whatever reason, they made it so friggin' powerful. They made it too powerful.
Yeah.
It was in the original, because we're playing the final mix. I already talked about this, I believe. It's like the final mix is like the Director's Cut, Ultimate Edition, whatever you want to call it. And in the original game, I believe this one was, because later on we will find a different Keyblade. You know, Kairi gave us the Oath Keeper. We will find a different Keyblade that represents Riku. And the Oath Keeper is like, the Oath Keeper is focused on magic. The Riku Keyblade is focused on strength. And then for the last few levels, you also get Divine Rose, which would have been the middle ground in between. But as you can see, Divine Rose, for whatever reason, has a strength of 13, by which it's far stronger than the Riku Keyblade. But I wanted to talk about something different last time, because we haven't at all talked about what we figured out last time. Last time we figured out that Ansem is the real bad guy behind it all. Ansem of Ansem Report fame.
Ansem Report.
He had a daily news show called the Ansem Report.
Yep. It's my favorite left-wing comedy show. Yeah, Ansem's the bad guy. I don't really have anything to say about that. I mean, other than like, oh damn, I wish the researcher wasn't the bad guy. Ansem we see is like deliberately gone out to go research and find out what's happening. And then he's become, I don't know, corrupt or something. Probably the darkness took him because he has too much thirst for knowledge and power or something. Sounds about right. And not enough friends, as we discovered as well.
It takes a whole village to not fall to darkness.
I want you to make my little avatar dance for at least a half a second. Because I'm doing a little bop. I'm doing a little bop as I'm sitting here.
That's so hard to do.
Oh, okay, fine. Oh, my avatar being sad in the corner.
That's easier to do. I mean, Maleficent rules. She rules the, I don't know, Shadowland or whatever they call it in the movie. But she's not like the good king and queen who sell off their child to a different kingdom to secure diplomas for diplomatic reasons. This
That's
movie.
the thing about the monarchy is it not only is it like an oppressive structure built into the fabric of society, but it's also like dehumanizing to the monarchs themselves. Like no one benefits from the monarchy. Even those in power are like dehumanized and become symbolic icons rather than like people.
Yeah.
Am I right, Mickey Mouse?
I don't even know what to say to that.
He's a ruler.
Yes. I don't just. Yeah, he's a symbol.
And he's a symbol as well. He's got Disney ears everywhere.
Okay, I get it. It took a hot second for me to catch on. I had a thought, and then you hit me with, isn't that right, Mickey Mouse?
Was it about Harry or anything like that? He's in the new vlog.
No, it was about Sleeping Beauty. It was 2 steps before that. It was about that movie was
killing him off.
That movie was so close to interesting, with the. You know, Aurora and Prince Philip falling in love with, you know, outside of their marriages. What they think, anyway. You know, Aurora doesn't even know. Aurora's just, like, growing up in the woods. She doesn't even know that she's betrothed to anyone. But Philip knows. And he don't care. He's like, yeah, I found this girl, and we fell in love after we sang a 5-minute song. So, you know.
That was me and my girlfriend, but with Nickelback.
Look at this graph.
It's a behemoth from Final Fantasy. There we go. Then it does a little nappy. Has a little temper
Every time you say
tantrum.
nappy, I know what you're meaning, but I am British.
I wish they would introduce Goofy's son in Kingdom Hearts. I mean, everyone already said that, but I will also say that. What are you guys doing here?
This is our childhood home.
It's in worse shape than I feared. It used to be so peaceful.
If we defeat Ansem, all should be restored.
What are you laughing about?
I'm not.
You're laughing about something.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm truly not. But it also means goodbye. Once the worlds are restored, they'll all be separate again.
Then I'll visit you. Oh.
Sorry.
Then I'll visit you guys on the gummy ship.
Before all this, you didn't know about the other worlds, right? Because every world was isolated. Impassable walls divided them. But if the worlds return, so will the walls.
Which means gummy ships will be useless. So you're saying we'll never?
We may never meet again, but we'll never forget each other.
No matter where we are, our hearts will bring us together again.
Once the darkness is gone, all should return to its original state.
Kairi will be back on the island? Well.
Here's the rest of the Ansem report. Of Ansem's report, sorry.
The Ansem report.
Got it!
Let's read the Ansem reports. Ansem report 2. It is my duty to expose what this darkness really is. I shall conduct the following experiments. Extract the darkness from a person's heart. Cultivate the darkness in a pure heart. Both suppress and amplify the darkness within. These experiments cause the test subject's heart to collapse, including those of the most stalwart. How fragile our hearts are. My treatments produce no signs of recovery. I confined those who had completely lost their hearts beneath the castle. Sometime later, I went below and was greeted by the strangest sight. Creatures that seemed born of darkness. What are they? Are they truly sentient beings? Could they be the shadows of those who lost their hearts in my experiments?
I was just checking that they did follow on.
They did, actually.
Yeah.
But the way they're written is that in the even-numbered, in the odd-numbered ones, it seems like just curiosity. And in the even-numbered ones, you're like, oh, he was actually the bad guy.
I also write all my evil notes on even numbers.
The Heartless appear in groups and are multiplying rapidly. I provided them both living and non-living samples. They've responded only to the living. They seem to multiply after absorbing something from the living creatures. Their prey vanishes without a trace. I believe the Heartless are taking hearts. They are born from those who've lost their hearts and thrive on hearts seized from others. The hearts taken by the Heartless become heartless themselves. Lots of hearts in that sentence. Though I lack proof, I'm confident in this hypothesis. I must also study their behavioral principles. Though they lack emotions, they do seem to have some intelligence.
How did you know that they lack emotions?
He hasn't seen the mushrooms. How to communicate with them? It's just occurred to me. Could they be the darkness in people's hearts? A massive core of energy lay beyond the door sought by the Heartless. It may well be the ultimate goal of all Heartless. But what is that energy? I have devised a hypothesis based upon my observations of the Heartless. The Heartless feed on others' hearts, and they yearn for that energy core. That thing beyond the door must be a heart too, the heart of this world. But there is no proof. There is no proof, but having felt that immense energy, I am certain that was the heart of the world. The Heartless are trying to take hearts not only from all living creatures, but from the world itself. But what do they mean to do with the heart of the world? And finally, just as people have hearts, so do worlds. The same can be said of the stars in the night sky, and deep within each world lies a door to its heart. The Heartless desire those hearts. Born out of the darkness in people's hearts, they seek to return to a greater heart. Yes, that's it. The Heartless come from people's hearts, as does the darkness. Is the core of the world's heart the world of the Heartless? I will pursue the answer there, and become all-knowing. My path is set. I shall seek out the wielder of the Keyblade and the princesses. My body is too frail for such a journey, but I must do this. I will cast it off and plunge into the depths of darkness. I believe the Heartless are taking hearts. They are born from those who've lost their hearts and thrive on hearts seized from others. The hearts,
so then
I wanted to read the
the
last
hearts
sentence.
taken by the
Heartless become heartless themselves.
So are they hearts or are they not hearts? They are born from those who've lost their hearts, which implies an absence of hearts. But then the hearts taken by the Heartless become heartless themselves.
So the implication here is that they are born from those who've lost their hearts because, you know, the loss of the heart leads to the birth of the Heartless. Not necessarily that the body without the heart is the Heartless.
Okay.
That's
Why are they called Heartless then, when they're hearts?
Because Ansem is an idiot. It would have been way easier to call them the Dark Hearts because that's exactly what they are.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're like Seek hearts, so it would make sense if... But then it's just like, you'd call them like heart attracted, whatever, if you use like physics terms. Like a heartifier feel.
You could have called them Heartbreakers. Unhappy about that one. Okay, that one gets put in the maybe pile.
So only children's hearts don't have darkness in them.
And the princesses.
God, I hate that. God, I hate that actually a lot.
Oh, okay. You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, why the fuck are the princess? Why do you have to be a princess to be light or whatever?
Well, to be fair, they're not literal. Well, some of them are literal princesses, like Snow White and...
Most of them are literal princesses. Like Aurora. I mean, Cinderella marries a prince.
Cinderella's a princess by marriage, not by blood. Then Belle is a princess by marriage, not by blood. And then Allison is not a princess. And Kyrie's not a princess. I mean, as far as we know anyway. Not a princess by blood.
Kyrie's an original character.
They could have made Kyrie just a princess if they wanted to make that specific point.
But why? But like, okay, so it just happens to be that the only people with lightness in your hearts happen to marry into royalty, apart from fucking Kyrie and Alice, who are both 12.
So
Well, they're already children. Of course they have light in their hearts. It's the whole point of children. Sorry, I'm distracted by the puppies. I like the puppies, and I'm sad about the princesses. I don't know. Maybe I've not watched the movies or anything particular. Like, so, okay, so Belle, I can see being particularly virtuous, I guess. Just know why is particularly friendship oriented. I guess she makes friends with all the dwarves, but I also have 7 friends. You know?
Last time, I lost the recording, and unfortunately, it's not too bad. We just arrived at the end of the world, walked through. We had a very nice discussion about the Princesses of Heart, if I remember correctly. And I think about Traverse Town, the nature of Traverse Town. I'm still experiencing the after effects of a really, really bad cold. We're starting off with Traverse Town, good old Traverse Town.
I like Traverse Town a lot, and I'm very sad that it's probably... I can't... Did this get captured by the recording? Because I had a whole... I think the loss of Traverse Town, because of the world order being reinstated, is like truly one of the most devastating parts of the end of this game. To never have this sort of mixing of peoples again, because what made Traverse Town so great was like how many people were in it from different places, and like combining everything. You know, we had like just Geppetto doing
Pinocchio.
designing our ship, but we had Sid like building our ship, and like that would never happen without being in Traverse Town, and we benefited so much from it.
It truly shows off the best of like the Disney crossover, the Final Fantasy integration. So I think Traverse Town deserves high marks on our world ranking.
Absolutely.
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, I like Alice. I like Alice in Wonderland.
Other one was okay.
I like what they did with the spaces. Yeah, I mean. I think it was very good for me because you knew all the secrets and shit. But I really liked what they did with like, yeah, the whole gravity shit, and like really making use of the small spaces they've made. That was really good.
I like Alice in Wonderland also. I think it has probably the most secrets out of any world. The choice of setting it all in like rooms, like actual rooms with roofs, especially the Queen's Castle and the Lotus Forest. I don't know if that choice is something I agree with. I mean, it makes sense for the Bazaar room, but for every other room, I don't know. But aside from that, I really liked it. Olympus.
Fine.
Oh, next up is Tarzan.
The plot of this one was bad.
The plot of this one was real stupid.
That's okay though. The design of this one was really pretty.
I like the design. I don't like the way that the game funnels you through this design, which is as obtusely as possible.
Yeah, the game design left something to be desired.
Oh, here we are.
Hated this motherfucker. I think I had shit level design, or at least it was really boring to look at. And girl, the way they did Aladdin dirty and then had Aladdin do Jasmine dirty, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the way that they adapted certain plot points from the movie was real bad. The wishing was all over the place, and by that I mean horrible, but not as bad as it could be. This is foreshadowing.
Oh my god. I found it didn't do very much thematically. I know you liked Maleficent and Jafar. Time has made me a lot less generous with this because I know how good the other parts of this game are. Well, I just think like they could have done so much more interesting gameplay wise. They could have adapted the story in a more interesting way, or like taken aspects from the story and made them into the gameplay in a more interesting way. Or they could have like pulled at different themes more interestingly. Like, you know, we have Aladdin's whole desire for gold and power all the time, and we could have had him realizing that the important thing was Jasmine. And then that being a moment of like the light winning out. Like maybe the darkness was trying to attack Aladdin, and we remind Aladdin that the thing that is important is us and his friends, and then we go on to defeat Jafar. And like that would have been super in line with what Aladdin learned in the movie.
Personal opinion, I think Neverland or Atlantic as probably the worst in terms of aesthetics. But yeah, it's definitely up there. It's not very good.
Yeah. I think what is doing it bad for me is that like the bad aesthetics were not justified
Yeah.
for how bad the plot was as well. I liked Atlantica. I liked Triton's role in Atlantica. I think that was really interesting.
Triton's was interesting.
I also don't hate the aesthetics because
Atlantica, you really got me around on Atlantica because this was one of my least favorite worlds, and then we discussed, oh, this is actually good. They actually work a lot with the movie without directly copying it. Ariel is worked in and it sort of works as a parallel to Sora. Of course, the Triton stuff is really good.
They have Ariel with some agency as well. After the horror that was Jasmine, who hid behind watermelons and then got left on the ground. It was the first like time we saw the world order explored a little bit more, which it's a really interesting thing to me, which I know they can't really do anything about, but I think is still fascinating to me. I think that was really interesting. And I think the fact that Triton came around, like we had a little character arc.
Yeah, the gameplay in Atlantica on the whole is, and this is not a controversial opinion, it's bad. It's just bad.
Yeah.
Next we have, I think another one of our favorites, Halloween Town.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the aesthetics with this were brilliant. And the design of the final fight was really good.
And I think
I really enjoyed that.
it's fair to say the prettiest world out of all of them, the most aesthetically pleasing.
Easily. I enjoyed the stuff with the heart as well. I think that was interesting. The idea of constructing a heart.
And then lastly we have Neverland.
Very poorly designed, but I enjoyed Peter Pan, even if it was a bit of a con. I'm just like, he like went with Wendy
Instead of Sora.
That's so nice.
Yeah. Aladdin. Yeah, I think in terms of story, it's pretty okay. We have more stuff with Riku here. Riku takes a real focus. We can also talk about Monstro, who's not represented here. Who I believe is our favorite world.
Definitely up there. Definitely up there
yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Oh,
I loved how it looked. I know it was probably a nightmare to play, but I really enjoyed looking at it.
on the gameplay side of things, because that's what I will talk about then, this world is atrocious because of the camera, and it looks very boring.
Yeah, it was rough to watch you play this one.
Yeah, I think even you could tell that this was bad.
Yeah.
And then finally, this is actually your favorite world. It's Winnie the Pooh.
I love this one, and it's definitely like mostly nostalgia, but it's also I did love that they were friends, and I love that it was all like small stories of helping people. I love that shit.
And then finally, we have Hollow Bastion. We cannot visit Hollow Bastion because you can only visit that one once here. Hollow Bastion is good. I really like Hollow Bastion.
Oh, it's really good.
It's a cool world. It's aesthetically it's well designed. The gameplay is on point.
Even if they do Kyrie just so dirty, fucking out. Beast might be one of my favorite characters.
Beast is a lot of people's favorite character.
I think I just really enjoy what he thematically did. I think he did so much legwork for making this a coherent thesis, and I know that most of that is probably just me filling in gaps, but I think he fills the gaps really well.
And now we get to... I have a lot of trivia to give about this boss. This is Chernobog, the Slavic god of darkness, I believe he is. But he's basically just the devil in the Disney version. But what's interesting is originally, and I don't know if this is Apocrypha, because the Ultimanias, where all the developer interviews are from, they only exist in Japanese. Apparently, Chernobog was at some point considered to be the final boss of the game. That was before they came up with Ansem. And the final boss was supposed to be you going up the mountain, I think with the Disney princes. And you were supposed to go up this mountain and then basically fight him. And it's like a huge event boss,
I can't quite remember what we were doing before we got here. What were we doing? What's the point? I can't remember.
Well, we're here to hunt Ansem, who's at the heart of darkness. And so we're just going
Okay.
through the end of the world, which is this world made from corpses of worlds from the Heartless. Kind of like,
Okay.
kinda
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
kind of like anti-Traverse Town. Speaking of which, here we
Mm.
have worlds.
That's very cool.
This
This is aesthetically very beautiful. I think what they've done really well with the latter half of the game is have nice color palettes.
This is Sleeping
That is
Beauty's
stunning.
world. You can tell by the geography. Sleeping Beauty is, of course, very drawn in a very angular sort of fashion and very shapy. I don't know. I'm not an artist. I don't know what it's called, but and this is Cinderella. And here we have Snow White with the evil trees in the forest. And I believe this is the castle of her evil stepmom.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really cool concept.
This
to
is, I mean, the bloody lighting in this is stunning as well.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous.
The end of the world is, I believe, also one of the best worlds in the.
It's
just
really pretty.
Aesthetically.
Considering I don't have dynamic lighting at all, they've done so good with using colours to evoke light. Honestly, I would have thought they would have done more with the Slavic God of Darkness.
Oh.
It was a very cool boss, but like, that's a pretty concept that you could do a lot with in a game about light and darkness.
Yeah, it's surprising that they really didn't do anything with Chernobog.
I like these fucking
Angels.
weird angel guys, yeah.
Yeah.
We've really gone hard on the religious imagery in this bastard.
Oh yes, Kingdom Hearts loves its religious imagery. I think it's.
I like how it feels like it's very empty though. I enjoyed that.
I mean, yeah, it's because.
Like genuinely, I think that's really funny.
Uh,
I don't know. There's something very appealing to me about using something that's so symbolically heavy to have no symbolism. Have we had no death so far?
no. Listen, I do no death runs even on the highest difficulty. I'm not gonna die on baby beginner mode.
Okay. I was gonna laugh a lot if you did.
That's so mean. Don't wish that on me.